All right, just gonna describe what I've learned over the past couple of weeks and what's worked for me for the stick repair. So at first I was using surgical tubing and inflating that, and that would happen. What would happen is it would expand and shift the actual the braided carbon fiber in a place where I wouldn't want to be at. So I needed something more stationary, expands but doesn't stretch. So the guy I picked up this technique from had ordered balloons that are just pretty much meant for just like they go in the shaft perfectly, and they don't stretch out. They just inflate and they press up the carbon fiber to the inside wall of the shaft. But he also put a protective sleeve, like a plastic sleeve, over top of that to keep the epoxy off the balloon, to protect the balloon a little bit more. So just want to reduce that protection, but have a more economical option for the balloon. So I couldn't find the balloon or the mill or anything like that. The guy ordered from Russia. He's a Czech. I think he's Czechoslovakian. Either way, I couldn't get the materials the way he gets them or where he gets them from. So what I have is leftover rink liner. It's a heavy mill plastic. So I made my own balloons. Everybody, I mean, a lot of people have this tool in their house. They don't realize it, but if you have a vac seal or a vacuum seal, or even any kind of plastic hermetic or melt, sealer, it's very cheap. You can get it. Oh, boy. Anyway, this is what I use to make my balloons to a certain size, and they come out like this, like almost like popsicles. You can make it a little bit bigger, but they come out looking like that, and you can blow. I just tape it onto the. I'm going to show you the next step I took too, because I use a constant flow regulator to keep the balloon inflated, so it's not 100% sealed. But what happens is, I'm going to show you in a second. Let me see if I can get this thing propped up here. Try to take a time here, guys. So what happens is I have the regulator hooked up to the tubing. Anyway, so anyway, this is what I did. I taped the balloon, the homemade balloon, onto the shaft. What I'm going to find out now is, like, what happens is there's air leaking past here, and that's okay as long as you maintain that pressure in that balloon. But the thing is, I want to bring this up higher so that the air coming out will be further away from the actual repair joint, so it keeps it inflated and keeps the air back here and not interrupting the actual epoxy or curing process. Just the good thing with this is that after I deflate it, it's very, very durable, and I can give this thing a nice yank. It stretched a little bit, but it pulled out all in one piece. That's what I've been having trouble with, is the removal of the actual inflation mechanism. It doesn't want to cooperate. Sometimes I have to work it out. Sometimes pieces get stuck in there. But the thing is, you can make your own balloons, put them on the shaft, electrical tape them up, let the top stick out a little bit, that's fine. Electric, make sure you get and I would recommend putting that the repair joint near the bottom, not too far in the middle. I'd probably put it right at the bottom, just so that if you do pull it out and it does break off, there's not much material in there, and it's nothing noticeable, that it won't affect anything. So I would keep the repair area towards the bottom and elongate the balloon a little bit more. And I got it at 10 pounds pressure, 10 psi, and that's doing the trick right now. So I will update you guys on how things hold, but so far. They've had 2 success stick repairs, and this has been the DIY technique that I figured out. I you know, you just got to keep trying until something works better than the last thing you did, or you're satisfied with what you're doing. All right.